Hey everyone, Techni here with this week's episode of Techne Talks. Wow, I am shocked that I've been able to stick to this schedule of every Sunday for Techne Talks. I said it a while back, I did not think I would stick to it. Heck, I even did one the other week when I just got back from vacation. I stinking love this series. Is that good that I love it, but they're probably my least performing videos on the channel? I don't know. I have a blast with them, so I'm going to keep doing them. Thank you all that come by and support me with them. They're so fun. Again, just to clarify, even with the topic we're talking about today, when I talk about these Techni Talks and I talk about YouTube stuff, you all know I love sharing the inside look of YouTube. Me, once not being a YouTuber, even now being a somewhat smaller YouTuber, I'm curious about the behind the scenes stuff. I love sharing it with you guys, talking about transparency as a reviewer. I love sharing this kind of stuff with you. I don't work for a company. I don't work for YouTube, even though they pay me. I work for you guys. You know what I mean? And again, I just sharing some of the inside look. It's curious, we're getting these free products. How's it happening? What are these companies doing, Again, I just like sharing it with you guys so you guys can truly know it, not just saying at the beginning of my video, hey, this company sent it to me. It's not going to change my opinions or my views. I'm going to be honest with you. Hopefully you catch that vibe through my videos that I'm being honest with you, But again, I just like sharing some of that stuff behind you. That's what we're going to be talking about today about this topic as well. Before we dive into the video, of course, products we're using is the Epos B20 microphone. I listened to one little playback on this microphone right here, maybe like a minute, probably not long enough, but I just did that and then pressed record here. And it sounded pretty stinking good. It really did sound pretty nice. So anyways, that's what you're going to be hearing throughout this entire video right here. Mouse, glorious model of wireless. Laptop, Lenovo Legion 5 still. Stinking love this thing. 1660 Ti, not the best, not the biggest out there, but what a bang for your buck right here, I'll be covering this in a future video. So anyways, besides any of that we've talked about, I got some big news. We have a sponsor in this week's episode of Techne Talks. We made it, guys. Moving on up. Big time. Cash out, right? Making money. We have a sponsor in this week's video. And this sponsor is the Techni. In my stinking cozy merch. Make sure you get some links right down in every single video, but you can even swing in there. We have tons of merch as far as stinking cozy merch, WASD, splatter keys and everything. The logo, we got headphone logos and everything. Really awesome stinking cozy merch. And I recently dropped all the prices in there, so I'm making pennies on a dollar there. Maybe 15, maybe 20% or something like that, you know what I mean? Minimal. I dropped them super low. So again, you guys can get some awesome stinking cozy merch in your hands. So make sure to go check that out. Thank you so much for your support. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Maybe go and hit that join button while you're at it as well. Thank you so much for the support. But anyways, besides that sponsor, the best sponsor we could ever have. Topic today, LG. Some of you have heard it, right? Some of you have heard about it and watched a video from Hardware Unboxed about the LG topic. And I love this topic. I really do. If any of you have been on my channel for a while talking about these Techni Talks or even me reviewing some stuff, right? I love sticking as that consumer review. Just straight up driven for you guys. Not a company commercial, a company video review, a consumer focused review, right? Us as reviewers, it can get so exciting getting these new products, these fancy expensive products that are just, wow, they're unreleased and I'm seeing them first, and you can get just blown away and you can just sell that. But the more important thing is staying real. Again, like I stated, we work for you guys. At least I work for you. You know what I mean? That's, like I stated with these Techni Talks. Again, it's my opinion, how I think about it. I'm not saying they're doing it wrong, and I'm doing it right, and this is the way it should be. That's not what I'm saying here. I'm just talking about my experiences, how I go about it, and how I feel about it. So again, don't get your socks all twisted up if you're watching this, So focusing on this topic, though, the LG issue. Some of you probably watched Hardware Unboxed video. If not, I'll leave the link right down below. It's a 20-minute video. They dive deep into the issue. I'll break it down for you right here, okay? They're saying bribes and manipulation. LG wants to control our editorial direction. So what LG did, they sent them a monitor to review, unreleased. I think they've had this monitor for a little while, LG, apparently there's some issues with the monitor that LG had in the background, right? So number one, LG implemented an embargo later on down the road, I guess, which is kind of weird because every product that I receive, if it's a new unreleased product, before they even talk about the product, they say, hey, here's the embargo. Do you agree? Sure. whether it be 3 weeks, 2 weeks, whatever it may be, they usually send me that before they even mention the product. That's the way I've always experienced, unless, of course, it's a product that's already released. No embargo then. So the way I'm taking it through this video is they implemented an embargo later on down the road, and then they changed the embargo around later down there. Because, again, I think LG was having some issues with the product, kind of tweaking stuff out. Next thing, LG asked them to test it a certain way. With the UFO test it with the grayscale and at a certain amount of pixels. I don't know. I don't dive that deep into my monitor reviews, you know what I mean? So they're asking them, number one, to change the embargo around there. Number two, test it a certain way. Number three, LG also said, please don't compare it to this other model, which I guess is maybe in the same class as the same monitor they're using. So why is that? Because LG doesn't want it to not be as good as the previous one? I'm not too sure, you know. Further than that, LG also asked to review their video before they post it to make sure they're complying and talking about it the way LG wanted. Yikes, right? It gets worse. It gets worse. LG offered them compensation. That's all they said in their compensation. And in their video, they show you all these emails, you know, so you can break it down. So compile all of that. Wow. That's bad. That's real bad. You know? Again, I have never experienced that with any company. I've been through some shady stuff with companies. I share all of them with you guys. Whether that be good or bad. I've gotten some backlash before, even from some other bigger YouTubers, you know. But again, all I like doing is talking about my experience, how I feel about it, and the behind the scenes stuff. I think it's fun. I think it's cool. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. So talking about that, let me talk about this here before we pick that apart. I've worked with LG once. You all know, if you've been on my channel for a while, I love LG monitors. Stinking love them. Still love them, even after this. Whatever. You know, one of my main monitors, a 27-inch LG 4040p, 144 hertz, or is it 240? I think it's 144 hertz. Anyways, fantastic monitor. It really is. One of the best I've ever used. LG has never sent me a monitor. Out of all of the ones I have reviewed, they never sent me one. I think I'm just sad. Now, right? But anyways, that's not what this video is. I'm not sitting here trying to butter up and back LG up here so they can send me a monitor. I used to have a contact with LG, actually. I don't know if he'll still contact. I got to try to email him, see if he'll still reply. You know, but he used to try to send me like office monitors, and I was like, no, man, I want to review your gaming monitors. You know, I said, whatever, don't worry about it. I'll just go buy it. So that's what I did. Buy them myself, and when I'm done with them, I sell them. Whatever, you know. LG did send me a smartphone once to review, because I really like reviewing smartphones for gaming. I know it's kind of like a kind of topic, but I just enjoy it. I love it. I got some more coming, not from LG, but from different companies. It's a topic I enjoy covering. You know, it's fun. So, but let me tell you what, me working with LG that one time, it was pretty weird, but simple. Maybe the best experience I've ever had with a company, right? I'm dealing with my monitor guy. He goes, oh, here's the mobile department. This is yada yada from the mobile department. She goes, oh, hey, what's your address? I gave my address. Bam, within a week, this phone was there. I mean, yeah, it had a cute box and all this marketing stuff, you know, but they didn't tell me anything. They didn't send me product info, PR info, nothing. You know what I mean? They said, here, go on and cover it. I'm like, heck yeah. You know, that's how I like it. That's how I really like it, you know. That's how I go with all my other stuff. Razer, Corsair, Logitech, they send me you PR stuff. I don't really look at it unless I don't have the product in hand and I'm not going to get it for another couple weeks. I'll look at it, look at pictures, like, oh, cool, what's in it? What's it packing? Then I'll look at it. But when I'm doing my review and breaking my review down, I'm not going, all right, PR, okay, 3389, okay, optical switches at 3.0, you know? I'm not breaking it down like that through the PR department because I don't want to read you the back of the stinking box, and I don't want to give you a company commercial review. And that's all I would be doing right there. And that brings me right to this, with LG talking about their stuff right there, how to test it, what to test it against. You know what I mean? That's LG influencing an influencer, how to influence their product. Wow. You know what I mean? And I know YouTubers, a lot of tech tubers don't like being called influencers. If you follow me on Twitter, at the Techni one, I just tweeted this out the other day. I don't understand why so many review tubers don't like the term or being called an influencer. Yo, we are reviewing products, telling people if it's good or bad, worth the money or not. We have affiliated links in our videos. WTF, we are influencers. And then a picture down at breaking news with me, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, dude, we're influencers. That's what we do. We're reviewing products. We're letting you know if this product is good, bad, decent, whatever. Is it worth your money? Should you pick it up? We're influencing you about the product. Like, so I accept the term influencer. If you don't, I don't know what you're doing. You know, so that's just crazy with LG going as far as offering money. Are they offering, okay, we don't know money. Compensation. I shouldn't say money. Compensation. Whatever that may be. You know, that's just bad. Like, how did it get to that point with LG? LG is a huge company. They got a department for TVs, computers, monitors, or laptops, monitors, appliances. They are a huge company. Then they got PR departments behind each of those departments. You know, however many PR people are with it, you know. I mean, a lot of companies have that. Like Razer has PR department for laptops and then keep or peripherals and stuff. So a lot of companies, but again, LG's on a massive scale, right? They're huge. So how did they get to that? Even in their email they shot, which you'll see in the video, there's 5 other associates tagged to it. So one of them's got to be like, yo, we probably shouldn't say this. Hardware Unboxed, again, they've called out NVIDIA before. I didn't really follow that one too much because it's not a topic I'm into. You know, again, I love LG monitors, so I was curious about this. So that's crazy, that whole process that LG let it get to that hand. You know, that's nuts. I understand LG probably had an issue with that product. They sent it to them super early. I think they said they had it like 2 months before the reviewers. I don't know, you know. So I understand there's issues with the product. Starting at number 1 with them implemented that embargo and pushing the embargo back. I personally don't see anything wrong with that. I don't, you know. And again, I'm talking about my views and how I feel right here. But as far as pushing the embargo back, I've had it happen to me before. I think the Corsair K70, if I'm thinking right, got pushed back. When I had the product and it got pushed back another 2 weeks, I'm like, okay. I think Corsair stated it was stock. They wanted to make sure they had stock before you reviewed it. Obviously, like talking influencers, we're influencing people if we like it or not, if they're going to buy it or not. They want to make sure people can order it if we're advertising it, you know. So I was like, whatever, sure. 2 weeks, okay. I got tons of other products to cover. It's not going to hurt me at all. Okay, not a biggie, you know. So I don't understand why that's an issue. Maybe there's more into that I'm missing. I don't see an issue with that. I see an issue with everything else in there. You know what I mean? The money, testing it against stuff. And again, what I would have probably done, I don't know, because you can't say what you do unless you're in that situation, right? I want to say I'd play dumb. I'm like, oh, I didn't see it. Here's the review. I don't know. Maybe if they asked and they just said, hey, can you just not review this because we got issues with it? Okay, sure. Yeah, you sent me an early test copy. I understand. Maybe you got to work some stuff out. Okay, here you go. I'll send it back. You guys tweak it up, work on it, fix it, send it back when it's ready to cover. Okay, I understand that, you know. You're sending me a product early, a sample product. If you need to tweak some stuff and work some stuff out, I'm fine with that, you know. But again, I think LG went about it so dirty and they just kept digging and digging and digging. You know what I mean? I don't know how they got to that point. Now, LG did reply back to them. Update, Ken Hong, head of global corporate communications at LG. They said they called them and they chatted for 15 minutes. So as discussed, we are putting into place the following steps to ensure that something like this doesn't happen again. All embargoes will be discussed and agreed to in advance of the review product shipping. Does LG not do that? That's crazy. Like I stated before, every company I have, got a lot of products sent. Before they even tell me about the product, we agree on an embargo. It's weird that a company like LG doesn't do that. He just send you the product and then talk about terms. That's weird. That's just a bad practice on LG's part. Like, they should set the embargo dates in line before that. Number 2, format of video. Independent review versus paid promotion, if the option is available, will be agreed in advance. There's paid. can I say paid reviews? You can see people got like sponsored videos from like a sponsored product, not a sponsored plug. You might have seen in my video, I did a sponsored plug on a Sabre mouse right here, but it wasn't a video about it, you know. I actually reviewed it before we even did the sponsor thing right there, but a paid video, I don't think you can call that a review. Maybe if you got like a spec, right? A video just talking about specs and showcasing it. Maybe that's like a paid, you know. I don't know. I've never done that. That's just me speculating or guessing, is that's what it would be, just a showcase of the product. Not necessarily is it good or bad. So I guess they do those as well. What else do they have right here? Lastly, Monitor Marketing Team will no longer be utilizing the services of LG CNS for content creation outreach. So that's saying LG will not use the department that was communicating with them for content creator outreach. And I know a lot of companies do that. They like to keep it to the PR departments, which not even, for example, I think Razer does it. Turtle Beach does it. Who else can I think of? Those are the only two that come off the top of my head. They got the company and then the PR company that works with that company. You understand? So they're not necessarily Razer employees. They're part of this. So it's kind of like, well, that's you guys. You guys are doing this and telling them this, whatever, you know what I mean? I don't know how far that goes. You guys, again, I always go back to the Huntsman Mini when they sent it to reviewers in a cute box with their names on it and all that stuff, and the thing got flying reviews. You know? I don't know if that was from Razer or was that from the PR department? Probably Razer, because something like that has to come from the big dogs, you know what I mean? But even something like that, I feel like that's manipulating the review. You know what I mean? That's like the company. They're not telling you to say this, but we're going to give you this and pamper you like this. I think we'll be able to get a good review out of them. They didn't do it with the Black Widow V3 Mini, 65%, and it got bad reviews. I 110% think it's much better than the Huntsman Mini. That one got good reviews. Why'd this one get bad reviews? Because it didn't get sent in a cute box. Your name wasn't on it. I don't know. That's, again, me just as an outside consumer looking at it. Companies trying to bribe that good review, right? Not necessarily with money, but compensation. Being cute packaging, you know. Us as reviewers, we should be reviewing and getting in our hands. Sure, if it's free or whatever, because we're going to review it, we're advertisers, we're influencers. It should be the product the consumer's going to get, that you're going to get, the product we're influencing you about. That's my view, right? If we're getting it for free or whatever, because yeah, us as reviewers, we can't afford thousands and thousands of dollars of tech each time to review, you know, so it shouldn't be influenced that way. And that's you can go so far into it, talking about LG trying to tweak the video. It's like, and that's why I like making these Techni Talks, like I stated before, just to share the inside take with you guys, to share it with you. Because me as an outsider, I would be curious. Even now I'm curious, and I wish more people opened up like Hardware Unboxed. I wish more people did that. Why don't they? Ask yourself that. How about this? Why didn't many in the reviewer space cover the K70? Why didn't many in the reviewer space cover the Sabre RGB Pro? Why? Think about it. I know some of them stated they didn't like the product. It wasn't that good. Felt chintzy or something. Right? I really like them. I use the Sabre RGB Pro on my Mac as my editing mouse. But you're not going to like the same products as me. I'm not going to like the same products as you. Right? But the way I go about it is if the product's good or bad, Huntsman Mini, whatever the product may be, this microphone, if it's good or bad, we still got to cover some of those. Can we cover them all? No. We all know I post way too much on my channel, right? It's the worst thing I can do for my channel, you know what I mean? Is post as much as I do. But I still think we need to cover the bad products, the good products, the so-so products. If I just cover all of Corsair, Razors, Logitech, SteelSeries, whatever, all their good products and none of their bad products? Well, what about those people that are looking for that Sabre RGB Pro from Corsair? They're not going to know it's bad. Maybe I look at your channel to know the product because I know I like the same type of products as you. I like the same kind of headsets as you. I like the same kind of mice as you. So I want to know what you think about this. Is it good or bad? Because I know some other previous mice I've purchased from your recommendation are good. So what do you think of this? But you skip covering the bad things or the things you don't like? Why? Because you want to stay on the company's good side? You know what I mean? You don't want to talk bad about the company stuff because you're scared that they're going to drop you, blacklist you, cut you off. Hardware Unboxed talks about that as well, talking about LG, talking about this stuff. Like they were saying, are they going to blacklist us? Same with their NVIDIA thing. Are they going to blacklist us? Just drop us off and not be able to review their products anymore. So they have to buy their products. 788,000 subs for Hardware Unboxed is pretty good. Almost at a million, right? That's pretty good. That's a big channel. You know, myself being like 180,000 subs or whatever it is, decent sized channel. I make comfortable money from YouTube. I do, you know. Could I afford all this stuff? Sure. You know, would I cover as much as I do? Probably not. You know what I mean? But I'd still cover a lot for sure. But it would add up. Like you all know, YouTube doesn't keep my lights on. YouTube is YouTube money, right? It does not support my family, doesn't put food on the table, doesn't keep the lights on. It doesn't do anything. It's extra money. Nice extra money. I'm not saying I don't like money. We all like money, but that's what it does. But what my point is here, talking about me in this different situation where YouTube's not my job, it's just a fun hobby that makes good money, you know. Hardware Unboxed, 788,000 subs. They're probably making sweet money from that, you know what I mean? Some people don't. A smaller YouTuber, you know, or a YouTuber, a medium-sized YouTuber, say 500,000 and under, whatever, something like 180,000. If this was my job, if YouTube was my job right now and I'm making this money, where if I was living off it, it'd pay my rent, my lights, my gas, whatever products I need and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Is that person going to talk about it like that? You know, are they going to avoid the bad stuff like that because it's their livelihood? Will they call out LG? Will they call out Razer, Corsair, or anything like that? I highly don't think so. And you don't see it enough. You don't. I get ragged all the time for talking like this, talking about stuff like this, you know. And I'm not hating on other YouTubers for doing it as their job. No, high five. I'm all about small business entrepreneurship, 100%. But don't let it steer you in the direction of being a company puppet is what I'm saying. You know, stuff like this. If this happens, it should be called out. You know what I mean? And some other YouTubers, I think I saw like 3 other YouTubers post on this saying they had same issues with LG like this. And then even in the comments here, other YouTubers, decent sized YouTubers, oh, we had experiences like this. Oh, they tried to do this to us before. Oh, hey, I remember them trying to do something like this. Why is it now getting talked about in the comments of a YouTuber of 788,000 subs? Why? Do you want to piggyback from the bigger YouTuber? Do you want that backing? Are you scared to get blacklisted from the company if you call it out? You want to continue working with a big company like LG. So you're not going to talk about it until a bigger company that can back themselves, then you're going to piggyback off them right there so you have their help? That's also not cool. If you have an issue like this and something arises, talk about it. Put it out there. Don't wait for the big guy. Put it out there. Us as reviewers, product reviewers, can change this landscape, can make it better, can make it consumer driven. Free products are always going to sell. There's always going to be those YouTubers out there like, oh, heck yeah, I got this sweet new product before anybody else did. Heck yes, I'm going to say something good about it so they continue to work with me. That's never going to change. It's always going to be out there. You know, the glorious embargo I talked about where I refused to sign it and I put it out there. Like, just look, like, for example, like when you go to Twitter, talking about blacklisting, does Glorious blacklist me? No, I still talk to the PR guy. Awesome dude. Like, we got a decent digi relationship, you know what I mean? And we still talk. He sent me product. I get him later because I won't sign the embargo. You know, that's why my Glorious reviews are usually two weeks or a week or so later than everybody else's. But if you even go to Glorious on Twitter, they follow just about every other tech reviewer as far as peripherals. They don't follow me. You know, that's not blacklisting, but you can just see, just looking at that, you can see where I stand with Glorious. I'm not over here itching for a follow. I'm just saying, like, hey, you can break it down that way. You can look at it that way. You know what I mean? So, have I been blacklisted by companies? Let's talk about that. I have been blacklisted, like completely blocked and cut off from a company. I'm trying to think. I don't think so. I've been mainly like unfollowed, like Glorious, like on social media, they don't follow me. Matrix Keyboards, I've talked about this one before. They used to follow me, and we used to kind of just, you know, they unfollowed me after I called their keyboard GK61. There's one more and I can't think of it. Endgame Gear. Before, when I made the video, the XM1R, RGB, yada, 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 and I said, we get it, you know. After that video, I could never get a response from the PR guy. And I'd email him like, hey, man, like I was trying to tell him, I said, hey, man, I just want to let you know this is why I went about it that way, yada, yada. And I started asking him, I said, hey, man, you guys got the wireless one coming out, this, that, the other. No matter what, he would never reply. And that's odd. Every PR person replies back, whether it be a week or two, whatever, you know. He would never reply back. I hear he's no longer there, and there's a new PR guy, and I'm talking with him. You know, I got communication with him, so maybe there's something with that guy. I don't know. He wanted, like the LG thing, he wanted you to talk about their products a certain way to make money. And us as influencers, that's the goal, right? We're advertisers. That's what LG wanted to hear. They wanted their product advertised the way they wanted. Every company at the core wants that. They want you to talk good about the product, right? Because they want to sell it. A lot of companies love when you pick it apart, not necessarily just trash it. I mean, if it's a junk product, trash it. I'm all about it, you know? You know what I mean? But pick it apart. What's good? What's bad? What do you like? What don't you like? Because some of that stuff might not even be an issue. It's just like little nitpicky stuff. You know what I mean? And some companies really like that. I've heard it from HyperX. I've heard it from Corsair, Razer. You know, we want to know, like, be straight up about it because we want to know how we can better ourselves with it, you know? And that's really cool. And you see Razer doing it a lot, implementing like the dampeners on the yellow switches with the 65. That's really cool, coming out with the 65%, you know? So I think that would have been cool if LG went about it that way. How can we make it better? What can we do? But they just dug. But again, I want to put that message out there to smaller channels, bigger channels. I know this is a lot of people's jobs. I know you want it to be your job. Isn't that like the American dream now? Let me be a YouTuber. That's crazy. Social media, it's a mess. You know, I don't understand it. You know, don't let the product steer you. Right? Don't let the product drive you to a good review to stay on a company's good side or whatever. Because more than likely, 90% of the time, that might be generous, the companies are going to be fine with it. They're like, okay, man, how can we make this better? Make sure you're covering it right and you're not just junk talking it just for a, you know, personal preference reason. Make sure it's actually a core of the product that's not good. You know what I mean? And that's what I think we got to watch for. I think we need more people to go this route, like Hardware Unbox, you know, is talking here. Like I've talked about forever. You can go way back, and I've talked about subjects like this as far as reviewing products. We shouldn't be company puppets. We should be consumers. And again, I think LG went wrong with this, and hopefully more people talk about stuff like this. Don't wait for the big tuber to talk about it. If you experience something like that from a big channel, small channel, whatever, talk about it. Put it out there. Tweet about it. Make a video about it. Whatever. You know? Because then these companies will stop doing that. All right, so as you can see, I've got a little different stance, a little different setup here right now, right? I was just editing this video, this Techni Talks. I'm just slapping it together there, and I realized my camera shut down. I don't know if it overheated. I filled the memory card. I don't know. But anyways, it cut off like the last little bit of the talk there, maybe 10 or 5 minutes, something like that. So I just wanted to, all it really was me closing it out a bit there. So I just wanted to come back here, chime in. Thank you all so much for stopping by and watch this one. By the way, I'm not using this mic right now. You're actually hearing my microphone, just to clear that up. But I just want to thank you guys for stopping by. Spark it down in the comments. Again, you know, these Techni Talks. I love talking with you guys, talking shop with you guys. What do you think about this whole situation or the review process. How should it be? Should it just not be talked about? Let it happen if the people decide to. Again, it's an awesome topic. I want to hear from you guys and talk about it. But again, thank you so much for stopping by for this one. It's been a blast. This topic's really fun right here. Make sure to subscribe, hit the bell, get you some merch, hit that join button. Join, get a little gear next to your tag when you comment. Appreciate the support. Again, thank you so much for stopping by for this one. Make sure to subscribe for next week's Techni Talks. Catch you next one. Bye now.